Fire is a huge risk. Anytime there's a fire within our service territory, it's going to affect our electric lines, our infrastructure, our gas lines in some kind of way.
I spent nearly 20 years in the fire service, fighting fires, crawling through the mountains and the brush and houses and all these things. And I get to provide that service again with helicopters this time.
Time is critical because we want to prevent structures from burning. We want to keep everyone safe.
We have a defense TFR over here, out to the east.
Drones play a very important role, and not only with the aircraft, they supplement a lot of field personnel with giving them a very unique perspective.
Helicopters have really changed the way everything is done in the utility world, where before we used to have to drive out with trucks and, encounter sensitive areas, whether it's environmental or archaeological. We can now do that with helicopters where we can fly people to the location.
And every day we send out helicopters to do routine missions, construction jobs, and wildfire response with CalFIRE.
What we do here is we keep the infrastructure safe. We do that by patrolling the transmission lines, the distribution lines. We ferry out vegetation crews to make sure that the trees and the bushes have not grown to a point where it becomes dangerous. We put new power poles in the ground that are more resilient to fire. We do infrared inspections on the power lines to make sure that they're operating properly. And we also have firefighting assets. So when a wildfire breaks out, those assets go out with our first responder agencies, and we assist throughout the duration of the firefight.
Having that availability 365 days a year, CalFIRE really sees our assets as being very useful during the times when we don't have a lot of other firefighting capacity within the county.
I've actually had people come up to me who know that I work for SDG&E and say, wow, I saw your helicopter on the news dropping water on a fire. And that, it's really cool. It makes you kind of poke your head up and makes you feel really good that, we've been out there making a difference and people notice.
SDG&E has a lot of different types of aircraft. The S-60 Blackhawk is a firefighting helicopter. It's available 365 days a year and can be rapidly launched. It's also a rather quick helicopter at 140 miles an hour, can get to the fire quickly. Its 850-gallon drop capability can be refilled in 45 seconds. Our air crane is our heavy lift helicopter that holds 2,650 gallons of water, a very large impact on fire suppression, and it's available 365 days a year for dispatch by CalFIRE to any fire during that time. And in about 45 seconds, it can fill its tank from any water source close to the fire and rapidly repeat that process. Our H-145 and our H-135 are really our primary patrol helicopters. We use them to do close inspections of power lines. We fly these helicopters close to the lines, make sure we see them, make sure we can inspect them, make sure we can turn the power back on as quickly as possible.
A really cool thing about the unmanned aerial systems, or the drones, is they are extremely efficient, and they can get us a quick view of a problem or a situation.
A drone can usually operate within about 10 to 15 feet above the power lines, giving a very detailed, high inspection that is almost unparalleled to some other cameras that we have available to us.
So we're really seeing our drones start picking up a lot of different missions that we thought maybe even just a year ago weren't possible are now possible with those drones.
We use our drones to keep our community safe and to inspect our power lines.
So our incident support vehicles, also known as ISVs, we have 3 of them, and we'll dispatch them when required.
Our incident support vehicles are awesome. They are state-of-the-art mobile offices.
We'll rapidly deploy to a center point, so it really becomes home plate for the incident manager to be able to operate out of it.
And within minutes have a fully operating setup where we have internet, cell phones, voice over IP phones, satellite phones.
And it also has links to the helicopter or to the drones to be able to pipe in real-time imagery of the incident.
And we can broadcast those images and those files to the EOC, to first responders, to anywhere we need to go to help people make decisions to mitigate the emergency.
We do live here, we work here. We always need to be doing things safely.
And we really do things to make everybody safer.
I know that I'm doing my job, and that is keeping the community safe.
We want to keep everyone safe.